Beneath the noise, there is silence beyond the storm. There is sky, and within you, there is a stillness that cannot be broken. This is where strength is born. This is where awakening begins. There was once a man who lived his life like a match in the wind. Every word spoken around him could ignite him. Every look, every delay, every minor mistake, they all became sparks. His co-workers feared his temper. His children walked carefully, never knowing what mood would greet them. His heart was exhausted, not because life was cruel, but because his mind never stopped reacting. The world around him wasn't the storm. His own inner reactivity was. And one day, standing in a crowded marketplace, he watched an old traveler quietly observing the chaos of voices, arguments, and noise. While others were pulled into quarrels, the traveler stood calm, not indifferent, but deeply aware. His stillness was so powerful that even the noise seemed to bend around him. Curious, the man approached and asked, "How can you remain so calm when the world is this loud?" The traveler smiled. "I do not silence the world. I silence the part of me that insists on reacting to it." Most people confuse calmness with control. They think strength is about clenching their fists, holding back their words, biting their tongue, or forcing themselves not to explode. But control is tension, and tension drains you. Awareness, however, is different. When you see the impulse before it takes over, its power fades. You don't fight the reaction, you outgrow it. The fire doesn't ignite because there is nothing dry left to burn. Think about this. Most emotional reactions are not true choices. They are echoes of the past, habits of the nervous system. A sharp comment from someone may not really hurt you. It only activates a memory of every sharp comment before. But here's the secret. When you slow down enough to watch the impulse form, you create space. That space is the difference between living as a slave to your emotions and living with freedom. In that space, you can choose a new response. You can break the loop. When you stop reacting, life changes. It doesn't mean you become passive or weak. It doesn't mean you stay silent when you should speak. It means when you do speak, it comes from clarity, not chaos. It means anger can rise within you, but it no longer dictates your words. Fear may knock, but it no longer controls your decisions. Pressure may build, but you no longer collapse beneath it. The emotion still comes, but it passes through you, like wind through an open sky. Something extraordinary happens when you stop reacting. Your presence begins to influence others, not because you demand respect, but because people feel the weight of your stillness. They notice that while everyone else adds fuel to the fire, you do not. You become the interruption to chaos, the quiet in the storm, the calm others didn't even know they needed. That kind of presence carries more influence than the loudest voice in the room. The traveler explained, "Leadership is not tested when everything is easy. It's tested when the fire burns. A reactive leader exhausts his people. A reactive parent teaches fear. A reactive partner spreads instability. But one who can remain calm under pressure creates trust without demanding it. Their authority is not taken, it is given." The man realized his whole life he had mistaken reaction for strength. But reaction is weakness. It is surrendering to impulse. True strength is the ability to hold your ground without collapsing into the noise. When your mind is reactive, it narrows. It repeats, it loops, it panics. But when you stop reacting, perception sharpens. You begin to notice patterns without forcing analysis. You connect ideas without trying. You hear what isn't being said. This is the beginning of intuition. This is the birth of creativity. The greatest breakthroughs rarely come during overthinking. They come in pauses, while walking, while resting, while staring at the sky. Stillness doesn't block clarity. Stillness is clarity. The reactive mind lives in fear. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I lose? But awareness sees beyond fear. It recognizes that uncertainty is the natural state of life, not an emergency. And suddenly, you stop wasting energy rehearsing disasters that never happen. Your resources remain full for the moments that actually matter. That is why people with calm minds seem lucky. It is not luck. It is energy conserved, the man asked the traveler. But what about failure? What about loss? The traveler replied, setbacks are inevitable. But to the reactive mind, a setback is an identity crisis. To the aware mind, it is simply feedback. You fall, you learn, you adjust. There is no shame in adapting. There is only growth. A failed project, a lost client, an ending relationship. These are not verdicts on your worth. They are signals, guides, and opportunities to redirect. When you are not reactive, another person's win does not feel like your loss. Scarcity loses its grip. This is where collaboration becomes more powerful than competition. People begin to trust you because your calm is reliable. Your energy is stable. They know you will not collapse under pressure. And so they give you more responsibility, more opportunity, more trust. That trust opens doors adrenaline never could. The traveler looked at the man and said, "You think you need the world to soften. But the truth is, it is your capacity that must expand. Stillness does not shrink challenges. It enlarges you. Over time, what once felt overwhelming begins to feel ordinary. Pressure doesn't lessen. You grow bigger than it. This is the hidden gift of awareness. It does not change the storm. It changes the sky that holds it." The man bowed to the traveler. "You've shown me something greater than control. You've shown me freedom." The traveler smiled again. "Remember this, strength is not found in reactivity. Strength is found in stillness. Power is not in the loudest noise, but in the silence that waits for the right moment to act. Live from that place, and your presence will carry more weight than all the noise around you." And from that day forward, the man still felt anger, fear, and pressure, but he no longer mistook them for commands. He had discovered the higher ground, the ground of awareness, of stillness, of true strength. Remember, life doesn't change when the storm ends. It changes when you realize you are the sky behind it. Carry this stillness with you into every moment. If this message spoke to your heart, share it with someone who may need calm today. And if you're ready to walk further on this path of awareness, subscribe and join me for the next journey. Because the path of awareness is the path of freedom